Good morning, everybody, and welcome again to my class. Today we're going to work on lesson 21.1 on page 570. The lesson is about the faces, the edges, and the vertices of a solid figure. Well, this is going to be a very quick video, and I know you all are going to understand this very quick and simple. Number one, because we reviewed this yesterday in the class before, and number two, because the main idea is a very simple thing. Okay, let's try to analyze first what is the first definition in our title, faces. Okay, a face is basically a 2D figure or two-dimensional figure that make a face or a part of a three-dimensional figure. In this case, I paint here with my pencil one triangle that make a part of this 3D figure. Now, this triangle that you can see here, it's basically what we call a face, right? Now, how many faces can you see in this figure? Well, that's number one, number two, and number three, and the button, right? So, and there is obviously one in the front. So we have four faces in this figure. That's basically it. Now, what are edges? Edges are lines where when two faces met. So if I take this picture as an example, an edge will be all this line that goes from the upper part of the pyramid all the way down up to the bottom, right? That will be an edge. Now, how many edges can you notice? This is obviously one, two, three with the little line, four, five, and six. Six edges in this figure. Now, obviously, if I give you any other figure in this worksheet, you will be able to identify either faces or edges, right? If we move here, you will be able to identify the edges. This is one of them. And faces. In this case, all this front face will be the first that you will probably identify. Then you may go all the way around the figure and you will see the other ones. Now, let's go to the other part of our title, vertices, right? What are vertices? Vertices are basically the point where two or more edges met. So if we are going to use this figure as an example, I will tell you that the one edge is exactly this point where this edge, this, and this edge met. They all met here, right? So then this point where all of the edges met is called a vertex. A vertex. So then how many vertices do we have in total with this figure? Obviously, this is the first one, two, three, four, five, and six. Six vertices in this figure. And like I said with the other two titles, with the other two definitions, it doesn't really matter which one you take. You will be able to identify this definitions. Here you can see the vertex. Then here you can see a face. And here you can see the edges. And then you may go all the way with any of the figures here and you will be able to identify vertex, edges, and faces, right? And that will be basically it. That's the main idea. So for you to work on this, I need you please to select three figures out of this lesson. I need you to draw them in your notebook and then mark the faces, the edges, and the vertices of those three figures. Thank you for watching. And in this case, you don't have to submit. You only have to copy the information in your notebook and to solve it there. Thank you for watching, and I will wait for you in the next class.